What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Chance Bishop Show for episode 38 of our MLB The Show 24 Pittsburgh Pirates franchise mode here on the channel. The Phillies defeat the Twins in the 2027 World Series. They are now 4 times consecutive World Series champions. Yeah, not the Dodgers or the Yankees in this series. The freaking Philadelphia Phillies have won 4 in a row. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, the whole new cast, it seems like every other year because they've lost a bunch of players. MVP goes to Harper. Jared Jones wins the Cy Young for the National League. Seeds comes in second. Harper wins batting title. Whitley wins reliever of the year. Rookie of the year goes to Tamar Johnson. Hassel falls into second. Harper wins the Hank Aaron. Gold gloves to Yamamoto, Moreno, Christian Encarnacion. Bryson Stott wins a gold glove, so is Ryan McMahon, who's won the last couple in a row. Hae-Sung Kim wins one with the Cubs, Varsho with the Marlins, Rojas with the Phillies, and Frelick with the Phillies as well. All right there. Schwarber wins the Silver Slugger for the DH right there, batted .303, 38 home runs. Alvarez Harper gets a Silver Slugger there back-to-back for Bryce Harper. Ketel Marte wins one for second base. Austin Riley wins one for third. Betts wins one, defeating Ellie De La Cruz. Acuna wins his how many ever in a row. Verdugo's back with the Dodgers. He won one. Varsho wins one, defeating Yelich. Turner wins the postseason MVP. There you go, Trey Turner. Stott wins the World Series MVP. Okay, there you go. Four World Series, 4 different MVPs here for Philadelphia, by the way. Stott had an awful postseason. He really did. Was batting sub 200, hit 400 in the World Series, so he really turned it up when it mattered the most. You saw right there, that was Joe Ryan's Cy Young and Mike Trout MVP. So I'm glad to see Mike Trout's healthy. I like in this series to, when I start a series off, if I start late into the season, I like to have the players, take the injuries. So if the season starts in, March, April, April. If it starts in April, and I don't start, the series till June, and, in July and, May, someone tears an ACL, I'll try and keep the series, as realistic as possible, and I'll injure the players as long as they go. If there's a player that gets Tommy John that's not going to play at all this season, I'll injure them so they're not, suiting up for the season, and I'll just kind of go from there. But Mike Trout, I won't do that to Mike Trout. It's a shame how, what's happened to him. Take a look at those who have retired. I'm surprised Chris Sale actually hasn't retired here. He's almost 40. He is regressing slowly. Giancarlo Stanton retires there with the Yankees, which is unfortunate there. I think they shoved him in the minor leagues the last 2 seasons, so I don't think he hit 500 home runs, which is brutal, by the way. Absolutely brutal right there for Giancarlo that he doesn't hit 500 home runs. Because he regresses and teams just don't put him into the DH role because his overall dips because all of his other abilities besides power fall off. But anything else? Any other crazy? Seth Brown there retires. Bo Burrows retires. Johan Camargo, Diego Castillo right there. Jake Cave, Philly legend Jake Cave retires. That's unfortunate right there. Wilmer Diffo, Brandon Drury retires. Tyler Duffy retires. Adam Duvall retires. Drew Ellis, former Dodger right there, he retires. Paul Goldschmidt retires. So does Trevor Gott. Shane Green, Ronald Guzman, who was a first baseman, who's now a pitcher, he retires. Jason Hayward, who won the World Series with the Phillies, retires. James Caprillion retires. Tony Kemp also hangs up the spikes. So does Nicky Lopez right there, actually, surprisingly. He's a defensive first guy. Surprised he hung it up. Billy McKinney retires. Let's see, anyone else? Shelby Miller, okay, not too crazy. Tom Murphy, the catcher. We have anyone else? Tommy Pham retires. Kevin Plawecki, Gregory Polanco. I'm surprised he's actually in the game. Let's see, anyone crazy retiring? Donnie Sands retires. That's whatever. Drew Smiley, Max Stassi both retire. Let's see. Chris Taylor, the left fielder, retired. Ronald Tapia. Got Yoshi Gio Urshela retired. Former Pirate right there. We had him 1 season. Bradley Zimmer, Philly legend Bradley Zimmer retires right there. Noah Mix 2027 Hall of Fame, which is brutal. I definitely think this game is very strange when it comes to how players make the Hall of Fame. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you have like a 200 win pitcher that won't make the Hall of Fame, but if it's like IRL, they'll make the Hall of Fame like 5th ballot. Take a look at the players who are, we're getting exclusive free agent negotiations with. So Rooker, Minter, Jordan Montgomery, Chris Sale, Nick Castellanos, Paul Sewald, and Craig Kimbrell. We're all going to get first dibs at these guys. We're going to offer Chris Sale a 1-year, $10 million contract. He is 4 wins away from 200 career wins, so hopefully he can get that here with Pittsburgh. We're also offer AJ Minter a 2-year extension right here for $5.5 a year. The 34-year-old was dominant here with Pittsburgh in his short tenure. So take a look at the free agent list who we have. You have Sandy Alcantara, Shane McClanahan, Ali Rutschman, Luis Robert, Ozzie Albies, Johan Duran, Mackenzie Gore, Bryson Stott, Jack Flaherty, Perdomo's here, Jeremy Pena, Logan Gilbert, Brandon Marsh, Verdugo, Kyle Wright, Alexis Diaz, Patrick Sandoval. There is a lot of players here who are available for free agency. Rooker, who we didn't offer a contract to, just because we have a lot of prospects here in the system that Spencer Jones can play first. We trade for that that super tall first baseman from the Giants. We acquired him a while ago. I forget who we traded for to acquire him. But we have him. He's in the system as well. He's 23. He'll be 23 going into this season. So I mean, we don't really have a spot for Rooker at this point. It's do we move on from Spencer Jones, acquire some prospects, or use it to bring in like a real dominant like bullpen guy, or do we? There's a lot of questions. It's a lot of finessing too, also, but it's also like, hey, can we save the money from Rooker and use that because Paul Skeens only has 1 year of arbitration left, so can we use that to, kind of circumvent the Paul Skeens issue in the future? We're going to be offering Jeff Hoffman here a 2-year contract, $11 million or $5.5 a year, to be in our bullpens. I mean, I like Jeff Hoffman as a Philly fan. I think he definitely add a big valuable part to this bullpen. Also, Alex Lang from the Tigers offer him a 2-year, $20 million deal, or about $10 million a season to be part of our bullpen. Had a 1.31 ERA in 34 innings pitched with the Tigers this past season. Also going to be offering JT Realmuto a 1-year contract to be our backup catcher. Be a little platoon guy right there with, Henry Davis and Andy Rodriguez. But the 37-year-old JT Realmuto. Also offering Freddie Freeman a 1-year, $7 million deal to kind of be a stopgap first baseman. To kind of bring some veteran leadership in here to kind of fill the void of what Rooker was. Freeman has won a World Series. He's won an MVP, so he's a lot of veteran leadership there, Freddie Freeman. Rutschman heads to Tampa Bay right there, a 10-year deal. That's wild, actually. Ozzie Albies jumps ship, and he goes to the Mets, leaving Atlanta. So Atlanta's losing all of their premier talent, which is unfortunate for Atlanta right there, by the way. Duran goes to the Cardinals, so he's going to join their bullpen. All right, I mean, that was a fine signing, I guess. Nothing too crazy with that one. Sandy Alcantara, he goes to Philadelphia. That's crazy right there. 4-year deal for $86.8 million for Sandy Alcantara right there, the 32-year-old. I mean, okay. McClanahan, he's going to go to New York as well. So Tampa brings in a catcher and loses their number 1 starter, Shane McClanahan, which is, that's a rough one right there. Clay Holmes goes to Kansas City on a 1-year deal. All right, Clay Holmes, the closer for the Yankees. That one's okay. That one's not too crazy. Alek Manoah, he's going to leave Toronto. He's going to head down to Arizona. I mean, 15-10. I'm glad he's kind of figured it out here. He's gone over those yips he had. Rooker, he's going to go to Washington on a 3-year, $27.9 million deal, or about $9.3 a season. So not too bad there for Rooker. Luis Castillo, he's going to head to Atlanta there on a 1-year deal. Castillo, 8-14 his last season with the Mariners. He's definitely regressed a little bit. William Contreras, he's going to leave Milwaukee. He's going to head to San Francisco. Guess they're still trying to find their Buster Posey replacement over there. But Contreras there. Stott leaves Philadelphia, where he's won 4 straight World Series. He's going to go to the freaking White Sox. What an awful move there, by the way, for Bryson Stott, career-wise. It's not worth the money. So, we're going to be taking a trade here for Eldridge Bush, a potential starting pitcher. He's 21 years of age. Endy Rodriguez, 27-year-old catcher, first baseman, second baseman, left field, right field. He's got 2 years of arbitration left on his belt. So, good old Endy Rodriguez there. As well as Kurt Fitch, the 5'8" third baseman, 20 years of age. Yeah, I don't think height-wise he's there. I think he's a little short to be a third baseman. That's besides the point, though. Sending those 3 players, where we send them to the Washington Nationals for Dylan Cruz. Cruz, who has struggled slightly in his tenure with the Nationals. Career high average is .253. He's got 2 years of arbitration left. The Nationals not really in a position to compete, so at least give them some extra prospects to kind of work with. They also don't have Keibert Ruiz, so they do need a starting catcher. So they're going to gladly accept that deal there for Dylan Cruz. So Cruz will be added to our roster. And now we have a definite backlog in the outfield. So we're going to be sending out Jared Kelenic, who spent the last, 4.5 seasons here with Pittsburgh. We're going to be trading him to we're going to get there in a second, trading him to, I don't know where this actually is, for Grover Walton for the Wind Surge. I think it's the Twins. They're going to be trading him to the Twins right there, 19-year-old starting pitcher. A 20-year-old shortstop, second baseman, third baseman guy right here, B potential, Marvin Sandoval from the Dominican Republic. Going to be trading Kelenic there. And also Isaiah Rich, the right fielder, 21-year-old A potential. He's only 60 overall. Plays all the outfield positions right there. So, yeah, sending him to the Twins right there, who don't have a center fielder. So, the Pirates, they trade a bunch of prospects. They bring prospects back in. So, it's a kind of win-win for both sides. Pittsburgh brings in Dylan Cruz, who's going to be their 2-hole hitter playing left field for them. He does go up a couple overall, switching from center to left. But they also, we also do retain a couple prospects right there in return by trading away Kelenic, who was in the last year of his contract. But the Twins, they don't really have it on the contract, so there's no reason they wouldn't re-sign Kelenic to an extension. Take a look at our rotation here. I mean, the rotation's still the same. Sale's fallen down to the 5-hole right there behind Salamejo and Bubba Chandler. J.R. Ritchie's in the bullpen with Priester, A.J. Minter, Mick Abel, Jeff Hoffman, Alex Lang, and Forrest Williams going to be back as the closer. But next on YouTube, though, peace out, rock on, stay super classy. We'll catch you on the next episode here of our MLB The Show 24 Pittsburgh Pirates.